Good morning, everyone. I'm talking to you from Spain. It's a little bit cold here, but apart from that, everything's going good. Aciturri is a major supplier, mainly focused on designing and building aerostructures for main OEMs. Our main customer is Airbus, but we have also significant work packages with Boeing and Embraer, that's all. Now we are also expanding our activities into new fields like eVTOLs, defense, and things like that. I've been working for this company for the last, let's say, roughly 20 years. But a couple of years ago, well, to be honest, 3 years ago, I was promoted into a new responsibility as industrialization manager. You have to deal with a huge amount of different parts. It's just dealing with many different geometries, many different manufacturing processes, process qualifications, different machines, requirements, constraints, normatives. So it's really difficult to be handled. It's a matter of having good and skilled people at management, at scheduling, and at production control. About talking the COVID situation, well, the demands were hugely reduced for everyone, and we were guessing, or we were just detecting the need to improve the way that we were sharing information and communicating to our customers and also internally to all teams, because sooner or later demands will raise up to where they were. Hopefully they are getting back there. And we were for sure pushed to be much quicker in making decisions, in making the right choices, the smarter ones, let's say. We made the decision to go ahead with DELMIA mainly for two reasons. The first one is that the CATIA models are in a standard within the aerospace industry. We have a huge database of models of parts, tools, machines, industrial media, and so on. So we had the opportunity to reuse the existing material. And moreover, the second reason was DELMIA is really amazing in terms of 3D realism. And that was exactly what we were asking for. Everyone says like, okay, looks good, transmits confidence, and I'm sure that you have deeply analyzed the issue. So once we need to industrialize a new work package, we first analyze what's the best location for them, because we have a significant amount of different plants specialized in different technologies like composites, metallics, assemblies, and so on. So it's very important for us to make sure that we have enough room within our facilities, and we need to do a detailed analysis of the layout. In summary, I need to use a 3D realistic environment in order to make decisions and to make sure that I will be having enough room for everything that will be happening on the shop floor. And that's the reason why we think DELMIA is the best solution in the market. So next step in our process, once we have a layout and we make sure that we have enough room, that everything will be there, these are the media that I will be using, the machines, the manpower, and so on. Next step is connect together all of those resources, introduce the timing. Sometimes we do not have times because we are starting the process. We do not have previous data, but we can estimate based on experience, based on engineering estimations and things like that. And very importantly, we introduce randomness. I mean, I do not want to go ahead with a deterministic approach. When I say something takes 1 hour to be produced, it's never 1 hour. And this is very important because you can think that everything behaves as a clock, but that's not what happens in real life. And for that purpose, we create a discrete event simulation by means of factory flow simulation. And we run that simulation many times because as we have introduced variability, it's an stochastic approach, then finally I can calculate means, standard deviations, and things like that. So I no longer say to a customer, I have the capacity to build 100 aircrafts per year. My statement would be something like, my capacity is a minimum of 96, a maximum of 102, with a confidence level of 95%. I can come up with 4 different scenarios. You can increase the amount of presses by purchasing an additional one. You can hire 10 more people and organize a night shift. You can, many different solutions. Then I introduced those parameters in the simulation. I ran the simulation again with those scenarios, and in 24 hours time, I was sharing a report with the top management. And I said, the best solution is this one, because the cost in comparison with the benefit is the optimal one. Previously to COVID-19, we were, and standard within this industry was more or less supposing that industrializing a new work package or deploying a full development of a big structure would take roughly 2 years. Nowadays, I can prove by means of samples that we are able to do that in 1 year's time. So we have cut in half the amount of time that it takes. Nowadays, we are making much better decisions and much quicker. Main challenge that I faced back in 2021 when I started using the DELMIA solution was that it was completely isolated from any other data within the company. In the near-term future, this will no longer be the case because we are now implementing the full field experience platform within the company. We have signed a contract to deploy it as our main PLM. The second challenge was that back in 2021, and being totally transparent and wide open to you, the solution was not as robust and reliable as it is as of today. The good thing was that we were in close contact with the developers directly of the tool. So I have a private community in between us and them. So whenever I have some kind of difficulty or issue or question, I do not know how to handle this part by means of this AGV or this crane or this robot or whatever, I just raise a question there, and in a few hours I receive the answer. And most of the times the topic gets validated, answered, and closed completely. We are just training more people to start using the tool because we will be adding more licenses in really short time. I was invited at that point in time to share the results of what I was doing. At that point in time, I was building a whole simulation of the manufacturing process for the composite parts that we were building for the Lilium company. And I was told to be the last one in the agenda at 6 in the afternoon. But the meeting was delayed, and it was almost 7 in the evening. And the production manager told me, you can enter now, but we are 1 hour late. They want to get back to the hotel. They are really tired, so you have 2 minutes. So I entered there, I put the video, I start talking. I try to speak as quick as I can with my strong Spanish accent. And when I finished my talking, my speech, there was a silence of like, let's say something like 5 seconds. And suddenly they start clapping. It was the very first time in my life, in my professional life, I think, that I was just, I received applause after a presentation. It was amazing. And the top manager, the CEO of Lilium, told me, this is exactly what we were expecting from you, Aciturri. And at that point in time, also my top management told me, let's go ahead with this. Let's keep increasing the team. Let's train more people. This is the way forward.